Hello everyone, Mark here with Mark's Max Muscle, and as the title reads, today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the 2004 Arnold Classic. As you may know, Jay Cutler won this event, and it was very controversial. A lot of people thought Chris Cormier, who placed second, should have really been the rightful winner. Now, Chris Cormier placed second, of course, and Dexter Jackson placed third. I was originally going to separate Mr. Jackson from the two top dogs and make it a one-on-one challenge. But I was seeing Jackson's pictures and he looks fantastic. So we're going to bring him back into the mix. And we're going to have a three-way action, a three-way dance. And I'm going to tell you right now that a lot of this footage, you're going to have to take many things into consideration. Of course, Jay Cutler's getting the advantage here. The picture's being snapped right in front of him. Hard to see Chris's silhouette, really. Even though I believe if you could see Chris head on, he'd be the winner of this one. Jay Cutler seems to be a little bit undersized. And Dexter Jackson, on the contrary, looks massive. Look at his limbs. Perhaps not as conditioned in the limb area, or in the legs, rather, as Jay Cutler. Hard to say. It's almost a toss-up between Jay and Dex. But I believe, actually, here, look at this here different comparison. And yes, Chris Cormier is definitely head and shoulders above Jay Cutler. So I think Chris will get a point here. We're not really judging this. We're kind of seeing if Jay Cutler really was the rightful winner. And judging by this one, no, Chris Cormier. Of course, this is far from over. So let's have a look at the backs of these three gentlemen. And wow. Softness. Jay Cutler's back is so soft and there's no detail whatsoever. Of course, the angle is actually favoring Jay here, making him look the larger of the three. I believe Chris Cormier is just destroying everyone in this pose as far as the back is concerned. Now, Jay has probably the best overall leg development. When you take into consideration the calves, the hamstrings, and the glutes. Of course, Dex probably has the best glutes out of the three. Cormier's glutes suck here. Excellent hamstrings and calves, though. But that soft back of Jay, there's no way Chris Cormier gets this for sure. And think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Cormier would be much bigger if the angle was better. For sure, Cormier gets this. All right, let's head into the poses. And another favorable angle for Cutler. That cameraman was really working around Jay. But you cannot hide that Chris Cormier is the clear winner, in my opinion, on this one. Out of the three, Jay's probably the weakest in the arm department. Of course, his silhouette is darn good, and his conditioning, I believe, is perhaps the best out of all three when you look at the legs. But it is hard to say from this angle, so I'm not going to base a whole lot of opinion on this one. I actually have these three excellent front double bicep pictures from all three guys, so I'm going to base my opinion on this one here more. And that conditioning really shows up more in these close-up pictures for Jay Cutler. Perhaps the most conditioned out of all three gentlemen, hard to say. Chris Cormier's right up there with him. But there's no doubt when you look at the silhouette and the muscularity of Chris Cormier that it's a knockout shot in the front double bicep. But I have to say I am giving the second place here to Jay Cutler. And of course Dexter lands in third here in my opinion. His arms look a little too soft as well as the legs. Perhaps not quite as conditioned as the two top dogs. But we shall see in this next pose, which is the side chest. And it looks like Dexter's gaining some ground in this one for sure. What a superb pose for Mr. Jackson. Good victory, too. It's a little unclear of this angle from the winner between Jay and Chris, so we're going to have a look at this different one here. And Jay's chest is very flat. Do you notice how flat that is? Chris Cormier has a big man's chest. Definitely winning this one. Jay Cutler takes the third place position in the side chest. Can you believe that? So, this competition is getting very interesting. The points are adding up for each gentleman. Let's have a look at the next pose. And in the rear lat spread, it is a little difficult to say. Jay Cutler's angle is definitely the one that is favored here. But I have this other comparison, and the quality isn't as good. You can't really see detail, and conditioning is good, but you can see the sizes. And it is plain to me that Chris Cormier is winning this. He is losing in the glute department, but come on, guys, he's winning every other muscle group. He's blowing Jay Cutler out of the water. Now, between Dexter and Jay, I think Jay is not as good quality. I never appreciated Jay Cutler's lower back, but I think he is just big enough here to edge out a second place finish to Dexter. Dexter gets third. Looks good for Chris Cormier, guys. Let's go to the next pose. And another one for Cormier. He definitely got robbed here, guys. We should do like a little protest on the lawn of the IFBB. But I don't think that would change a darn thing. His abs might not be the best here, but in combination with those lats, he's definitely almost as good as Dexter. But as far as the thigh is concerned, I think he's the best out of all three, which is amazing when you consider Jay Cutler usually would be winning in the thigh department. Jay Cutler looks ugly in this thing. I mean, yes, he is edging out a victory in the thigh department between him and Dexter. But that atrocious midsection definitely takes from his aesthetics, and I would give this one to Dexter between these two. Come on, guys. Chris Cormier got robbed in this one for sure. And we're going to finish things off here. This is going to be the last pose, because honestly, I cannot take this anymore. And of course, Chris Cormier is winning this one hands down. Look at that crab. Is that the Boston crab? Who knows? It is definitely the first place crab in this one. I'm going to be kind to Jay Cutler and say he's taking second place over Dexter. Dexter's picture is very blurry, unclear. But I think if it was clear enough, you'd probably give it to Dexter due to his conditioning in this one. He gets hard and grainy. But it's definitely not enough for Dexter Jackson to take the win in this competition. He actually takes third. But it is a close one between him and Jay. I'm here to tell you the points were very close. And Chris Cormier is so far ahead of Jay that it is not even funny. This was highway robbery, ladies and gentlemen. And I am a firm believer that Chris Cormier deserves not one, but two Arnold Classic titles. At least two. Could be more. Either way, Chris Cormier, poor soul, he placed second at the Arnold Classic so many times. And of course, let me know in the comments section below if there's any other Arnold Classic titles that you feel Chris got ripped off from. We could start a whole series. I hope you enjoyed this one. Have a good day.